Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Sports Today, and congratulations to Team India for that spectacular win. Overall, I must say it was a fantastic game. Contributions from both ends and very good total out there set up by Australia, but then India chasing up the total beautifully. Let's have Pragyan Oja and Deep Gupta on the show. Good evening, gentlemen. Happy with the way the Happy with the way the game actually unfolded. I'll start with you, Pragyan. What did you make of the game?
I'll tell you. There's a famous saying. Whenever Indian team used to tour abroad, we have heard a lot of story about yesteryear cricketers saying, "Why me?" Now the cricket from "Why me?" It's me. That's how cricket has transformed. This is a big opportunity. You see, you're not understanding. In Australia, chasing down 190, and that too after losing so many wickets. It's a very big statement. Hardik Pandya, Shreyas Iyer, brilliant stuff, brilliant stuff. We remember we don't have Rohit Sharma there. These kind
Yeah.
of scores are superb, and it's very good for Indian cricket.
It is indeed. Welcome to the show, Boryaza. Enjoyed the game. I think he's still setting up his camera, but I'll come to you, Deep. You seem very happy. I love the smile.
Yeah, I mean, listen, that was some superb hitting, and I'm just looking at from a biggish picture, and that is what India kind of was missing in white ball cricket for last 2 3 years. Somebody who would come and bat like Hardik has in the last 2 3 months at least. So I'm obviously this match. I'm very happy that India finished it off, but just looking at the future and saying, you know what, if Hardik can keep going the way he is. There's such a huge bonus, and then when Jadeja comes back, the kind of batting form that he is in, there's such a huge bonus for Indian white ball cricket.
And
Indeed.
adding to
Well,
that, and Hardik starts bowling the way we have seen him. Imagine the team that we will have. And
yeah.
that too, we have got T20 World Cup in India. Imagine the uh, players that we are going to get now. The way the team is, setting up. It's tremendous. This is a very big statement.
Yeah, but Pragya, let me ask you. Somewhere during the match, during India's innings, did you think that probably today India is really going to miss Jadeja?
Yes, I did. Obviously, I did because the way he was batting, that was very clear. It was very unfortunate. But after seeing the way these guys played, the way Virat played, the way Shikhar played, they set the platform for Hardik Pandya and Shreyas Iyer to play their cricket. So I think it's everybody contributed brilliantly. Only thing which I didn't think was a good move was giving that last over to Deepak Chahar. You should see what a bowler's or a batsman's strength is. Deepak Chahar, we've never seen him bowling in the death. Especially those last 2 overs. So that's one thing which I felt we could have avoided. Other than that, it was just very good.
Okay. Well, then let's start with Australia. Uh, Aaron Finch and Warner not being there, a blessing in disguise for Matthew Wade.
No, if you see Matthew Wade in the Big Bash, he has been sensational along with Darcy Short. This is that same pair which has won many a Big Bash game. I mean, I was, for once, if you see my social media posts, I was very surprised that they did not get Matthew Wade at the top. Matthew Wade in white ball cricket in the T20 format, if you see, and it's not 1 year, it's the last several years in Big Bash, you will see Matthew Wade giving these kind of starts. So I wasn't surprised once. Okay. But more importantly, I mean, cricket makes such a monkey out of you. When you keep sort of commenting, I was like, when Adam Zampa came on, and I'm like, Shreyash, please play it on the ground. Please play it on the ground, because you've gotten out so many times trying to clear. And that comes, that shot comes out from Shreyash Iyer. I thought that was the turning point shot. Despite all of Hardik's heroics, that over of Adam Zampa, that six, and followed by
That's it.
that beautiful cut shot for four, Shreyas Iyer. I know he's your favorite. And I was just praying that don't hit that, don't get out. And then that shot comes, and I started laughing to myself. That's what cricket does. And that's why a certain Michael Vaughan should just shut up. Okay? He should just shut up. A Michael Vaughan or for that matter, our friend Akash Chopra, should just shut up, because you do not make such predictions on air, on camera, that it is ominous signs. India will be whitewashed in both series. India might not win one game. For God's sake, this sport has a habit of making you look so foolish that, believe you me, you just don't want to make such predictions. And I've said this about this team: be patient.
Yes, but Borida, before that six, that one shot that he played where he got lucky, my heart was literally in my mouth, because that wicket of Shreyas Iyer was very crucial there to get us over the line. I hear you laughing on that though.
Yeah, listen, Shreyas say that's his strength. Huh? His strength is spin bowling, and if he's not going to take chance against spin, then I know who will, because he's really, really good against spin. I know he gets quite a bit. He gets out quite a few times against the spin, but because he fancies himself against a spinner. So it's as simple as that. Rohit gets out playing that pull shot because he plays that pull shot really well. So he favors that shot a little more. Same with Shreyas. He favors playing those lofted shots over mid-off and mid-on because he does play the spin so well. And and I was a little surprised to see Zampa bowling that over anyways. I thought, Zampa, maybe they should have finished Zampa a little earlier and, had left a few overs of the seam bowlers by then.
Yeah. Coming to Indian bowlers though, Pragyan, would you say that the Indian bowlers were too short?
Chahar was.
Maybe I think, if you compare Sydney cricket ground and, in Canberra, the ground, I think somewhere Indians and their bowlers also got some swing because of the openness of the ground in Canberra. When you come to Sydney, the ball doesn't move. When the ball doesn't move, a bowler like Shardul Thakur, Deepak Chahar, their strength is to swing the ball. So maybe because of that, it was looking as if they bowled a little short. They were trying a little different. As I told you, when your plan A doesn't work, then you go to your plan B and you're not sure how it's going to work. Look at Natarajan. He doesn't depend on swing. Look at his figures, the way he bowled. As simple as that. So maybe because they depend a lot on the swing and it wasn't happening, that is something which maybe they struggled a bit.
Yeah, and you mentioned Natarajan. What a day he's been having, best economy rate, and along with that, the kind of figures he's put up on a whole in the India tour of Australia. We were speaking about him before we went into the match, but today also has been very special for him, Pragyan.
Yes, it has been. It's just about the rhythm. Once you get into that rhythm and you're having everything falling into the place, it's all about just carrying the momentum. So he's just carrying that momentum. He's not trying to do anything different. He's just doing what he can do the best. That is why it's helping him out. When you talk about a batsman, always they'll tell you that, it's the momentum. Once they get into that zone of playing the ball well, they just focus on that. They don't focus on the run. It's the same happening with Natarajan. He's just focusing on the process. He's just trying to do his things right, and everything is falling into place. And we hope that he continues the same form.
Yeah. But while we won the match, Borida, there is something up with our fielding for sure since IPL. And that catch drop by Virat, but the wicket.
Yes. I mean, in that sport. But you were on Natarajan with Pragyan. David Warner writes to me, mate, who got Natarajan to bowl at the death? Who got Natarajan to be the bowler that he has this IPL? Tell your team to use him along with Bumrah for the World Cup. You all will win. That's David Warner's message. Anyway, David, thank you very much.
That's sportsmanship. That's sportsmanship.
Yeah, absolutely.
Brilliant.
Absolutely. I mean,
brilliant.
And he loves Nattu, by the way. He loves him. I mean, I can tell you on record, Davy Warner loves him. But that catch drop of Virat Kohli, that's sport. I mean, Deep will tell us. Deep, you have this incredible ability to analyze. You will tell us what is happening with India. I thought butter was produced a lot in India. How has that gotten to Australia so much?
Why are you asking me, Boria? Because I used to... That's the reason you're asking me. I tell you what. Listen, obviously back-to-back games, you need to get used to it, but there is actually no justification of the number of drop catches this series so far, whether it's 50 overs or T20. There is no justification. All I could say is, just go there and practice. I mean, fielding and catching is something that you can always improve. And obviously, I mean, every ground has its own dynamics in terms of the wind, in terms of lighting and everything else. No two ground are the same in terms of all these things that I'm talking about. So it's very important that you are there practicing and all. Even though this is what their third game in Sydney, so by now they should be used to the surrounding. A lot of them have already played in Sydney before. So I don't know. I mean, there is no justification for the number of drop catches, and it's not just Virat. There have been quite a few. Even this game, I mean, there have been drop catches as well. So no justification as such.
Yeah. Also,
And the surprising part is, the best of the fielders like Javindra Jadeja, Hardik Pandya, Virat Kohli. So I think it's a concern now. At times you see, bowlers or a fielder who's not, there are fielders, there are benchmarks. So when you talk about Jadeja and all these guys, you always say hands down they're going to take those catches. Today, if you see Hardik Pandya's reaction, he could not judge the pace of the ball. The way he reacted, he was surprised. So that is something they need to work. They can't be dropping these many catches. Maybe they have won, but if you look at that, they have to work on it. They cannot give any excuses when you talk about those catches and fielding.
yeah. But would you say that Hardik's showmanship is sort of affecting his fielding?
No.
No,
I mean, no. I mean, Hardik is like that. You don't take. See, Usain Bolt is a showman, right? I mean, if you see his character and his persona, Hardik will at the end of an interview tell Ian Bishop, remember the name Hardik Pandya. He will say that. That's very Hardik. And I mean, in an interview show with me, he comes with a hoodie and with a diamond watch which is glittering, and I'm like, what is this, my friend? So that's very Hardik. I mean, and you celebrate Hardik like the way he is. Look at that ad that he's done. I mean, make Deep do that ad, make Pragyan do that ad, and you and I will watch from the sidelines. These guys will run away. Trust me. Deep and Pragyan will run away. They will not be able to do that ad that Hardik will pull
No,
off. But
he was actually when he was born, he was supposed to be born in West Indies, but there was cyclone because of the too much breeze. He came and fell in India. That's the explanation I can give.
The point is with that character, but look at that fellow's maturity. Don't only talk about the sixes. Ask Deep. That shot that he hit for a boundary of past third man, the last ball of the over to get it down from 35 to 39 to 35, for me was a special shot. Tells you about his head. For me, the maturity of Hardik Pandya has been the standout in this white ball series.
You know what I really like about Hardik? He puts himself out there. If you don't have that confidence in yourself and your abilities, a lot of people will not put themselves out there. Hardik, what I really love about him is he is not afraid of putting himself there, and that's just tells me how confident he is. And with all showmanship and everything else, that's who he is. And you don't want to take it away from him, because you take away a major chunk of the personality that Hardik is. And for me, I think what Boria mentioned, the word maturity, and he's a good reader of the game, right? He if you speak to him about the sport, about the game, you'll realize that he understands the game. His game awareness, his reading of game is very, very good. And obviously, this whole maturity that we are seeing from him in the last 2 months, it's absolutely fabulous.
I'll tell you, yeah.
MS Dhoni, right? You kept saying we need a finisher post MS Dhoni. Too early still, but you are seeing glimpses of a finisher who's A class. And by the way, if someone can do it in Australia against Australia on Australian soil, that fellow can do it in any part of the world against any team.
Yeah. And I'll tell you, in my time, a lot of people, they used to look at Praveen Kumar. He used to look like a guy who's not too smart or anything, but his cricketing sense, his brains were superb. That's what I feel about Hardik Pandya. He reads well. He knows exactly what he's doing, what he has to do. As you guys said, those shots that playing it, looking at the field and all that. So this says, few cricketers are such. When you look at them, you think they are not thinking cricketers. Look with the way they carry themselves or what they do on the field and off the field. But at times, these people, their looks are deceptive. So maybe Hardik, now he's proving that he's a very good. It's a fine brain he's got.
Yeah. Also, good move to move Pandya above a year though.
Oh
Yeah.
yes, oh yes. I mean, definitely yes. I mean, listen again. And I've mentioned this before in T20 cricket. Apart from the openers, I will not keep anyone fixed. Everyone else apart from the openers is flexible. Last 5-6 overs, Hardik. Yes, I don't care who else is there. It could be Virat. I will send him before Virat also. If the openers play till the 14th over, so last 5-6 overs belong to Hardik, irrespective of what number.
Am I right? It's Shreyash's birthday today, Jadeja's birthday today, Bumrah's birthday today. So this is Indian cricket's official birthday in the calendar. So there'll be
RP Singh as well.
RP Singh as well. I mean, some moon, whatever, some star happened that all of them got sort of were born on the same day.
Also, Karun Nair.
So is Karun Nair.
Karun Nair.
There in Australia, you have Jaddu, you have Shreyash, you have Bumrah, and they've won the series. So imagine, and there's no COVID. So imagine what will happen in Sydney tonight.
Yep. All right. So we also have someone who will tell us what is happening in Sydney tonight. We've got Norman coming in, joining us all the way from Sydney. So let's have the Australian fan in the show and let's see what he has to say. And while we await him, let's just talk a little bit deeper about the boundary that SCG had. I saw your tweet, Pragyan. It's time we start romanticizing Sydney. But given the dimensions of the ground, you think 86 runs in 8 overs given by spinners was a lot to contribute because of the ground dimensions?
Yeah, I know. As we spoke about, you have to be smart. You see, when Chahal was bowling, a lot of the times Virat standing in the boundary line was like, why don't you bowl or like short, make him play that pull shot? Why are you giving him up? That says that one side is short. Just try and make sure the batsman hits you on the longer side. Let him take chance there. As simple as that. That is something, as I said, you have to play to the dimensions. And in T20 cricket, it is very important. Test match, it won't matter. One day, maybe to a certain extent, but T20 it is very important. Games can change.
With your permission, Vidhima, India has won the series. While all of us are celebrating, trust me, I'm also celebrating something else, which Deep and Pragyan will agree with me. I am celebrating an Ajinkya Rahane 100. I'm celebrating Ishwar Pujara 50. I watched all the balls. I mean, I didn't move from my seat. Watched every delivery, and Ajju's innings started the day with Puji's innings, and then this win. It has been a spectacular day for India. Spectacular day. The only problem is Shubman and Prithvi, but once you get that sorted, this momentum, and if India finishes day after with a win, like Michael Clark said, that if you carry white ball momentum into red ball and no Davy Warner, Australia, watch out in Adelaide.
Yeah. Which also brings me to one of the questions of our viewers, which is any thoughts on the practice game where everyone apart from Rahane collapsed. So I'd like Deep and Pragyan also to sort of touch on it. Pragyan?
I think it's a practice match. It's a practice match. Every time you play a practice match, as a player, I only try and take positive because it's a practice game. So the positive is Ajinkya Rahane got 100 and Pujara got a 50. And these two guys are very important for our test series because we don't know about Rohit and Virat is going to come back after the first test. So I will only take the positive out of it. So when you talk about practice game, it is only practice, nothing else.
Okay. Deep?
Obviously, yes. If you look at that bowling attack, listen, it's a proper Australia A side. They're no, I mean, if you look at, they're also looking for some places, especially the openers, Rory Burns or Pukovski. One of them will play Pattinson, Nasser. There are really, really
Joe
good
Burns.
bowling. Yeah, Burns.
Sorry.
That's one. Burns and Pukovsky, one of them.
No, no, not Rory Burns. Joe Burns.
I
Rory
said
Burns.
Joe Burns. Yeah. Burns, I
Yeah.
said. Joe Burns. Rory is obviously England. But either Joe Burns or Pukovsky, one of them will play as an opener. And then obviously you have the bowlers. You have Pattinson, you have Nasser, you have, Jackson Bird. It's like a really proper bowling side. I mean, all of them, I mean, for all you know, Pattinson might be picked for the test matches. So this is a good bowling side. And also the way that Ajinkya batted. That was a really good spell. Pattinson, Jackson Bird, they were really good in that spell when Pujara and Ajinkya played beautifully. And also, Ajinkya looked a lot more, for me, looked a lot more confident. His footwork looked a lot more confident. He was playing his shots, counter-attacking cricket. And that is something that I haven't seen in Ajinkya in a while. The confidence in his footwork. So I think that was a very, very good knock, not just because he's still batting on 108, but the way he batted, I think, was something that I really liked.
Yeah. We also have a question from one of our viewers. We've got Ganesh asking, where does Manish Iyer Samson stand for the England series? Do they get a chance? All three? And also with Mayank and Rohit, Dhawan, Rahul are there for the opening.
Okay, should I?
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
right.
please.
Listen, I think all of them are in the scheme of things. For me, I think all of them are in the scheme of things. It'll be too early to say any one of them, anyone in this squad particularly would be out. Obviously, Rohit comes in. Then there's a little bit of a headache because Shikhar is looking good in this format as well. And obviously, you have KL Rahul. That becomes a little tricky then. Who do you play and all? But middle order, I think it's still fluid. I think with Virat at 3 and Hardik at 5, Jadeja coming back at maybe 6 or 7. So there are two slots which are, for me, I think it's still fluid. It's still open. I thought I really like the way Sanju Samson is batting in last couple of months now. I think he's a lot more matured and it'll be interesting. So I'm not going to count any one of them out of the races yet. I think it's just heating up that race.
Yep. Since you mentioned Sanju Samson, Bolivar, we've got a question from Dhruv. He's asking, India should back Sanju Samson, considering his X factor, and he only gets better in more matches as he plays more international cricket.
100% back him. 100%. Only thing is, Sanju Samson is no rookie. He's 26. So he's been around for a while. He should know what Deep just said, that, spots in the Indian team do not come easy. So when you've got that kind of talent, you've got 20 the other night, you've got 15 of 10 today, you carry on. And you make it a match-winning innings. That's the only, with Sanju Samson, you tend to feel frustrated because the kind of shots, the shot that he played of Daniel Sams for 6, now that's an incredible shot. Then you don't give it away, right? So that's my only issue with Sanju Samson. But make no mistake, you've got to back the man. If someone has that ability, you back him. But my point is, chances will not come easy. So make the most of it, boss, when it's coming your way.
And quickly, I think the other reason you should invest in someone like Sanju Samson is because he plays the spin well. He plays fast bowling really well. So, he's somebody who can move through his gears. So if you look at the skill set that he's got, that just makes you more exciting. And that's what we've been saying for the last 4 or 5 years. It's just that, as Boria mentioned, you've got to start converting that potential into performances now.
Yeah. So again, we've got a question for you. We've got... Yes.
Go on.
No, please.
There's a very interesting question there from a gentleman called John Bright, and he's like, what would it take for a bowler to get man of the match? And listen, John, if that's
my point is the same. My point is the same.
But I agree.
You say bowler win you games. You make bowler's life tough, and bowler bowls brilliantly.
My case again, hear me out. I'm saying this game, I would actually give the match to Natarajan for his 2 for 20 in a 10-run over game. He's went for 5 and over. And picked up 2 wickets. Listen, that's a brilliant effort. I think.
Brilliant.
I think I agree. I'm Pragyan. Listen, I'm in your camp. I'm on your side.
It's very true. At times, even in IPL, you see, in the first innings, few bowlers, they bowl extremely well, but in the second innings, when the batsman gets you those runs, you forget about the bowler. The bowler, the life is very tough. You look at the all the rules and laws that they have. No ball, free hit, and one bouncer. And for spinners, it's even tough, especially one side shorter and all that. When the bowlers do well, you need to appreciate their efforts. That's what I feel.
Yep. We've also got a question for you, Pragyan, where we've got Amit Sadhu asking, do you think Shreyas Iyer is suited for lower down the order or have someone like Pant and Ishan in the number 6 slot?
Pant and?
Ishan Kishan.
Pant or Ishan?
Good question.
See, I'll tell you, as far you're talking about the team till the World Cup, the number one wicket keeper is KL Rahul. So we are not discussing the wicket keepers because we've got second wicket keeper as Sanju Samson. That's what we see in the team. But Shreyas Iyer, I think, is brilliant. It will be between Manish Pandey and Shreyas Iyer when we go forward. So whoever does well, I think they will settle down in the team, in the playing 11, not in the team, in the playing 11. But as far as the keepers are concerned, these two guys are brilliant, Rishabh Pant and Ishan. But selectors and the think tanks have made things clear that Sanju Samson is the second wicket keeper and the first wicket keeper is KL Rahul for the white ball cricket till the T20 World Cup, maybe. Yeah.
I have a different view on this. I have a completely different. I'm looking at both Ishan Kishan and Rishabh Pant as my number 6 batsman. Right? If you look at how many players can get you 40 of 20-25 deliveries, I'm not talking about this team, all the fringe players included. And I would say Rishabh is one of them. I'd say Ishan is one of them. So I'm going to back them. I'm going to back them and say, not just as a wicket keeper, I'm just going to back them if I need to get 40 of 25 like Hardik got today, do I have any more options? So that's the reason I'm going to still keep them in the reckoning and would look at them. And then we'll see about wicket keeping later. Because again, you have that luxury of KL Rahul being there and Sanju there. And let's not forget, there is Surya Kumar Yadav, right? He should be part of the squad next time around. So that situation, that number 4 situation, listen, it's very fluid. I'm telling you, Manish Pandey, Shreyas Iyer, Surya Yadav, Ishan Kishan, Rishabh Pant, it's very fluid. So yeah, I mean, the jury is out there and it's going to be there for a while.
Yeah, Deebai, let me add. Let me add one thing. They are in that mix. Whenever the selection process happens, I'm very sure they'll be talking about Surya Kumar Yadav, they'll be talking about Ishan, they'll be talking about Rishabh Pant. But this team, somehow I feel it's settling down. And I fear if we put too much confusion, maybe we'll end up the way we ended up in 2019 World Cup, having no one bat at number 4, the guy who we were preparing for the World Cup. So I think this team is doing well. Maybe we can just focus on this. And definitely they are there in the mix. They are not nobody's considering them. Hi, Norman. Sorry.
Pragyan, you have a question for Norman?
That's okay, guys. We have had technical issues here because
Yeah, I'm sure.
there are so many Indians with their mobile phones. And there's all this cross connection going on. It's not. Finally, they've gone. They're all celebrating somewhere else now, and they've left me alone because there's been. Can you hear me, guys? Because there's been this massive
we can.
And there's been disturbance. Now it's calm here again.
Yeah.
You guys won.
No, I thought you're talking about there's some technical there's some technical error with the Australian team.
I think the audience behind heard you, Pragyan. I can hear them cheering for you. But we've lost him. I believe he's right. There is a technical issue. We've got another question for you, Pragyan. This is Mrityunjay Mishra saying, Chahal played well in the previous match, but I feel Australian spinners doing well. Today, Chahal again got expensive. What Australian spinners are doing differently, especially Zampa? Pragyan, sir, question mark.
Yes. See, what is Chahal's strength? He was not bowling to his strength today. He was bowling the same in the first game that he played, that T20. So, as I said, there is no drift, there is no breeze. So you have to make sure when you're playing in a ground, every ground is different, and the dimensions are different, and the conditions are different. So you have to play to it. And especially when you're playing abroad where there is no turn, nothing, you have to attack the stumps and make sure you're playing according to the situation. That's what Zampa does. He bowls to the situation. He doesn't bowl to the plan that he has. He comes with a plan. If that doesn't work, then he follows what's happening on the ground. That's what you should do. You should improvise at times, and in T20 it becomes that important.
Yeah. Oh, Norman, you're back. Can you hear us? Okay.
I am here.
Yeah. All right. So
Again,
what did you make of the match,
I'm very
Norman?
much listening to what you were saying. Well,
Yeah, what did you make of the match?
My take is,
Yeah.
today, I think, once again, Pandya, what a champion. Kohli certainly played well. I mean, Shikhar Dhawan, he scored 50 effortlessly. It seemed like he wasn't even batting half the time. It's quite funny. Oh, Boria, you've gone small all of a sudden. The reality is that I think that India is showing how good they are at T20 cricket. Let's be honest. You have an amazing team, had a very stable team today compared to the Australian side, which has been up and down like a yo-yo based on the changes which have been necessary. Unfortunately, with Mitchell Starc, Andrew Tye, he didn't bowl too badly today. Generally, we're a very destabilised team at the moment, and India's got a very solid T20 lineup. Pandya, what a champion. The last day was a la IPL all over again. I was very impressed. The crowd were very impressed. We had 18,000 here today. 18,000 people. That's 17,999 more than you would have at an Indian audience at the moment. Because
I just want to ask you one question. So last game, it is going to be a full house, isn't it? Last T20.
Yes.
We're going to have a full house, isn't it? I think the government is going to give permission to have a full house, like in the stadium I'm talking about. Yeah.
Correct, Pragyan. It'll be 100% capacity on Tuesday. There'll be a full 100% crowd. In fact, we've got about 5 or 6 guys right next to me here who are very much going to be a part of the crowd. We can't come into the camera though. So, okay. The reality is it'll be 100% crowded. That will mean as many as 46,000 people will be there for this game.
Yeah.
If it's
so
I
have a question for you.
Yeah.
So imagine half the crowd. Australia was feeling so much pressure. Imagine full house, and they have that kind of support. So what is Australia's strategy now?
I've got no idea. It's going to be a disaster. I'm going to have to really hide because I won't have a chance to do anything.
No, I was just
Really.
joking. I was just joking.
I'm going to have to hide behind something because it's going to be inundated with Indian fans everywhere going crazy, deservedly so. The concept of a whitewash may happen the other way around. And God forbid, if Rajul Sharma gets a hold of me, where is he today? Because he's going to give me absolute murderous hell with all the God.
It will be the whitewash
in all fairness, in all due respect, as I said, the T20 effort today was magnificent. I was also earlier on today at the Australia-India game, and Rahane, 108 not out. I watched his whole innings. It was effortless. James Pattinson was there.
Oh.
He took 3 wickets, but Rahane was magnificent. Pujara got out to a leg side little flick, but that was... Sorry, go ahead, Deep.
Yeah, Norman, I just wanted to know, I mean, this after a long time, I mean, after what, 8-9 months, I'm sure in AFL, there were some crowds allowed, right? Spectators were allowed during the AFL games.
Correct.
But as far as cricket is concerned, how big was this series, or this series has been? The fact that your crowds are allowed, cricket is back. I mean, that's a major part of the Australian summer, isn't it? Cricket as a sport.
It's absolutely huge. The swell of... There's been a lot of discussion about the channels and the issues with the channels here in Australia and about the free-to-air. And I had a long discussion about that on another program. The reality is that is an element of a problem, but truly, based on the multicultural nature of the Australian society, the number of Indian supporters, Bangladeshi, Nepalese, Sri Lankan, they're all here, either here in presence or they're actually watching. The support is enormous. There are other platforms that are not free to air that we have in Australia, not just simply Foxtel, but they're all showing cricket. There is no lack of support of cricket in this country. I can assure you of that. The reality is that Bori and I were talking from Barrel yesterday. There were people still travelling to Barrel in the current environment here. COVID's not an issue. People are still coming. You watch Tuesday's crowd, it'll be packed to the rafters. I'm quite certain of that. It's very exciting that we can have cricket here. And we're lucky. Other countries aren't so lucky, but we have had exceptional crowds. We had 18,000 today. Now, it felt like 40,000. We're very, very loud. The overwhelming majority are Indians or of a multicultural nature. We're very multicultural, and we're very lucky. I'm blessed to be in this society because we have that ability to take on all types of people together and in unison support, whether they're Indian, Pakistani together, or it doesn't matter, they're all together. There was one protest here earlier today that I witnessed about farmers. Now, despite the fact that there was quite a vocal group, they were very disciplined about the way they did things. They were very respectful, and people left them alone and they let them do what they were doing. It was magnificent. The rapport here in Australia, I think, is at an all-time high because of COVID. I think COVID-19 has brought people closer and closer together. We appreciate the difficulties happening in India, the inability to leave your homes, in South Africa, and certainly England, even America. We're so blessed here, and we realise that, and we're embracing it. So I've got a great deal of respect for the way that we're handling it. We're going to have a full crowd here on Tuesday. Everyone's asking me for tickets. I'm surprised you guys haven't asked me for tickets. Oh, you can't come. That's right. How unfortunate.
Yeah, the flight ticket, Norman.
Boria, I know Boria wants to be here. I can see his mouth chomping at the bit. He would love to be a part of this atmosphere. Are you jealous, Boria? Please be honest. Come on, tell me. Are you jealous?
100%. 100%. I was thinking if you get me on a supersonic jet, I'll go land and then come back. Unfortunately, where is that hard 14-day quarantine going to happen?
That suit. You've got a suitcase I gave you. You can fit into that now. Come on, make your way here.
No, the problem is the 14-day quarantine. Had that quarantine not been there, trust me, Deep, myself, Pragyan and Ridhima, all of us would have jumped on a flight and come over.
We've got security guards who'll let you out. You just give them a cigarette, they'll let you out. Nobody will know. Nobody will know, Buri. I won't tell anybody that you're
You
out.
will be in jail because of saying this.
No comment. We'll leave it alone. Well, I tell us we be careful.
No,
the reality is,
we can understand.
No,
we can understand. We can understand.
No. The breaking news is Norman Kochanek of the Sydney Cricket Ground Trust saying, you come bribe a cigarette and get out. If you are saying that, Norman, trust me, you are in jail.
I was just being flippant, of course. I wasn't being taken seriously. But honestly, you guys, all four, let me count, 1, 2, 3, 4 of you, you need to come to Australia, and I will be your personal chauffeur. I'll take you to low-fat meal diets, which I only have. I'll take you to the best places. Just a matter of coming. Why aren't you here?
Okay. Let me say this. When Norman says low-fat meal diet, it is either Maya, which is the best Indian restaurant along with Masala Theory, and the amount of oil on which you will consume is quite liberal, and let's leave it at that. Norman and I, we are both pleasantly plump. So I will rest my case there, Norman. 2022 World Cup from now is a plan. We will all come over. We'll land in Sydney. You've got to get a bigger car. Last time you dropped us at the airport also. We'll all go to Bowral. We'll stay there this time and play a game of cricket at Bradman Oval. And Pragyan will bowl to you with keeping wickets. Ridhima and I will commentate.
Can I just quickly tell you, do you realise you're looking at somebody who has taken wickets on the SCG, the MCG, and even the nursery ground at Lords? Have you done that?
Pragyan,
I challenge you.
Oh yes.
I'm a little bit slower these days.
Now you're trying to find a different ways of challenging Indians.
No, Pragyan. No. That is not Pragyan. He said he has taken wickets at the nursery ground at Lords. You have taken at the main ground. So leave it at that.
The reality is, I don't wait for the umpire to actually look up. So nor does the batsman. He's not looking up. The ball's already on him, and the wickets fall. It's my trick. Works well.
No, but Norman, I have to say about the thing that you said about the way Australia is handling it. I think it's like a beacon of hope for the rest of the world, especially with the fact that it will be house full the next T20. I think that just gives it's like it's a silver lining for the rest of the world for sure. For sure.
True.
So
Absolutely. And we are
you.
told the Queen will take a shot. We are told the Queen will take a shot, and that will be in the public domain soon. So if Queen Elizabeth takes a COVID vaccine, we are told that Indian politicians, even maybe the Prime Minister, will take it. Boris Johnson might take it. Trust me, 2022. Norman, get your bank balance up. If you've got to fund the four of us, get your bank balance up, please.
I'm ready for you. Bring it on. Bring it on. We've still got fans here. Come on. I'm just going to show you that people are still here watching. Come around the back, guys. We've got all these people here. They're all saying hello. Come on. Hi, this is a partner here. And my son, Christopher, quickly.
Hi.
Okay, guys.
Hey
Hello.
guys, congratulations.
Hello.
India. Norman, hide this. And this is my day again, Norman. We take the series with Steven, Steven.
I think they're speaking Hindi. I'm not sure what they're speaking here, but
I'm speaking English. Thank you very much.
You guys enjoy.
But thank you so much, guys.
Loved it, man.
No.
thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Here,
All right,
I'll tell you.
All right.
We've
Thank you,
got
guys.
your Boria
Thank
Muzumdar.
you.
Oh, these guys have
Yeah,
gone.
okay.
Okay.
All
They
right.
got confused, I
They
guess.
had to have their 2 minutes worth. They were so excited to say hello to you guys. So,
Yeah.
thanks, guys.
Thank you so much, Norman. Thanks a lot for coming in. Thank you for bringing in all the excitement and energy. Thanks a lot. All right, very quickly, Boria, the entire comment section is filled in with just one question for you. Any update on Rohit Sharma, please?
Absolutely. Major update on Rohit Sharma, but not now, tomorrow. Hold on for that. And major update, majorly positive update on Rohit Sharma. So that's coming tomorrow, and you guys should wait for it. From what I know, solidly good update on Rohit Sharma.
Remember, Boria that really knows TV very well. Huh? Now you guys are plugged in on sports today. Now you can't go anywhere. So tomorrow it is that you have to come. Okay. All right, one last question very quickly, gentlemen. We've got sports addiction asking, South Africa versus England has been cancelled again, more COVID cases positive. So does this scare you if COVID again stops cricket?
No, absolutely not. Because 2 people in the hotel tested positive. Deep Das Gupta will tell you, you've got to honor the bio bubble. If you see Australia and New Zealand are doing their domestic cricket. Bangladesh is doing their domestic cricket as we speak. Sri Lanka is doing their domestic cricket as we speak. South Africa, for some reason, made a mess of this part. They've got 3 more international series coming up. Graham Smith and his boys in South Africa will have to get this right. COVID will not get international sport cancelled, and I can bet my bottom dollar on it. That's a thing of the past. You now have a formula, maintain that formula, and honor that formula 100%. That's why the 14-day quarantine. Why is Sydney allowing full crowd? Because they know they've got it under control. Because they know that hard quarantine works. For God's sake, do not take COVID lightly, but if you take it seriously, you can function within COVID.
Perfect. All right. Thank you so much, gentlemen. Thanks a lot for joining on Sports Today. That's all the time we have in the show. But thank you so much. Thanks a lot for everyone tuning in. Like you heard Boria say, big news coming on Rohit Sharma today. So stay tuned. Until then, have a great evening ahead.